Hey everyone, good to be back with you. You know, I have seen many transitions from one president to another, but never before have I seen what we're witnessing with President Obama and the Democrats. I expect to see things like prison sentences commuted, pardons, uh, a rush of executive orders, and the destruction of a lot of documents. This is to be expected when you have a transition from one presidential administration into another. But what we're witnessing now is unprecedented. It's a blatant and overt attempt at trying to discredit the incoming president and, in fact, to try and destroy his presidency. And it's the things that Obama is doing that are really beyond the scope of anything I've ever seen. For instance, this whole deal with Russia, demonizing Russia and Putin, trying to make this case that they influenced the elections or somehow rigged the elections, and even more importantly, collaborating with Trump, and that somehow Trump is a Russian agent and that he and Putin just pulled off a coup or something like that. This is insanity. But unfortunately, this is the line that's being put out. The media is dutifully carrying this message to all the morons who would believe it. And this is very dangerous because, I mean, Russia is a nuclear power, and Putin is a patient man, but you got to wonder how far Obama will go. I mean, what happens if they decide to shoot down a Russian plane in Syria? Now, I expect that Putin would keep his powder dry. He certainly understands what is going on. And I expect that he and Trump are having conversations that we probably don't know about, either directly or through a third party. And I'm sure that Trump has assured him that don't pay any attention to what Obama is doing, because once I'm sworn in, we're going to take a totally different path. So I think that Putin is certainly smart enough. He's not going to get suckered into to some sort of a setup or anything like that. I think he'll keep his powder dry and wait for Trump to become president. But still, it's very dangerous. Excuse me, very dangerous to be using tactics like this. And it really shows that Obama and the Democrats and those that support them really don't care anything about this country, nor the people who live here, or anyone else for that matter. And it's just extraordinary to be watching this. Now, the signing on to this thing at the UN to sort of censor or sanction Israel for their building in the new settlements or what have you. This, I don't think much will come of this, really, because the UN has no teeth. There's nothing that they can really do. And they're basically feckless and there's really just nothing to the UN. It's just a bunch of smoke and hot air. Nothing will come from it. What this really is that Obama and Netanyahu despise each other. I don't think that's any secret. And I think that Obama has wanted to stick a finger in Putin's eye or in Netanyahu's eye for a long time. But the reason that he hasn't done it is because of the pressure he would receive from Democrats in the Congress. But now that he's leaving and he doesn't have to worry about the repercussions of it, this is just a personal vendetta that Obama has against Netanyahu. So he's just poking his finger in Netanyahu's eye on his way out the door. But nothing will really come of it. So that's all to do about nothing. But still, it's just trying to create more tension and more chaos. The plan is to try to delegitimize Trump and make sure that when he comes into office that he's met with a series of quagmires and controversy and chaos, and just to create as many problems for him as is possible. And I don't think they're done yet. They still have 3 weeks. So we'll have to keep our eye on Obama and the Democrats very closely to see what else that they might try to do. Most of it Trump can overturn or can be overturned by the Congress. So I'm not too worried about that. But it's just pitiful to be watching this whole situation play out. It's like I said, it's unprecedented. It's historic. We've never seen a presidential administration try to sabotage an incoming administration, and even to go to the lengths that they're going to actually create an international crisis that could actually get out of control. Again, it just shows that Obama doesn't care anything about this country, and he never did, or the people who live here. He's very butthurt. He knows that his entire legislative agenda is likely to be rolled back. His only real signature piece of legislation was Obamacare. It's going to be repealed. So it's just sour grapes. And Obama is just a big, thumb-sucking baby and pretty immature guy, to be honest with you. And I'm just so glad he's gone. Not just me. I know Vladimir Putin will be happy to see Obama go, as well as just about every other world leader, because nobody really likes him and nobody really respects him. I mean, we saw how the Chinese treated Obama the last time he made a visit to that country. So the world will be happy to see Obama go, and will welcome President Trump, I think, with open arms. So I think that I'm excited about moving forward, but we still have 3 weeks to go, and just observing what's going on with the Obama administration in their final act of, I don't know what, desperation or whatever it is. You have to remember, there's a lot of people here who really are scared. They're really terrified of Donald Trump. The Democrats are terrified because they realize that it's about their power. And if Donald Trump is successful, they stand to be lost in the wilderness for quite some time. They still haven't figured out what happened to them. They haven't recovered from it, and they haven't come up with a plan to try to turn it around. They've got a lot of problems, and it's about their power. For other people, it's about the money. There's a lot of people in the defense industry and the intelligence agencies and in big corporations who have been enjoying the last 20, 30, 40 years, really, of being able to just scam the taxpayers for billions and billions and billions of dollars. And they realize that Donald Trump is probably going to put a stop to that. No more of these no-bid contracts, or no more of these contracts where the contractors just say, well, it's going to cost you X amount of billion, and the president and the Congress just sign on to it and say, yes, oh, the billions of dollars, no problem. Trump is not going to do that. He's going to take a look at these contracts, and he's going to start actually doing what a president should do, which is taking care of the people's money and making sure that they aren't getting screwed. And they have been for a very long time. I should say we have been for a very long time. So this is really where all the fear is coming from. They can't control Donald Trump, and they know that the party is just about over for them. And so they're going to pull out all the stops. They can't really stop him from being president, but they can certainly delegitimize him, or try to, and certainly make sure that when he comes into office, he faces a lot of problems and a lot of chaos. And again, it's just unprecedented in American history to see this type of thing happen. It's embarrassing, and it's just something, like I say, quite honestly, we have 3 weeks left, and I have no idea what they'll pull next, but we need to watch very carefully. And hopefully Donald Trump will take the oath of office, and we'll get things back on the right track. But in the meantime, we better watch very closely, because this thing is not over yet. Alright, so if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like, share it with your friends on social media, and y'all have a good day. See ya.